All right, welcome, welcome, welcome to the show, y'all. Let's see if I got. There we go. That's okay. What are we seeing in the? We're seeing this. Okay. All right, that looks okay. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Somebody say something. Look at the moon. What's up? Good to see you, Rev 68. Glad you could join me. We got a flame on here. Thank you for joining me for the inaugural Midnight Coffee, right? I called this Midnight Americano because actually most of the time I talk about having coffee, but it's usually I have an Americano. Guess that makes me a big liar, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. That's how I make it. I use AeroPress is how I make my coffee. So technically it's an Americano. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. I have put together, I think, an okay show. Pretty good show for not a whole lot of preparation. I was really excited about this with Rumble. I saw something on X right last week, and they said, "Hey, we're looking for small creators. You know, if you're interested, sign up at this link." And I signed up. And they sent me an email and they said, "Hey, congratulations, you're part of the small creators project." And I was like, "Oh, this is great." They're like, "You got to start Tuesday." Of course, I read this like Tuesday night. I don't check my email every day. But anyway, I decided to put together, they want me to do 2 hours of streaming every day. And I don't think I can do a 2-hour stream. I'm not used to that yet. So I can do my 1 hour my news show, noon on the West Coast, and then I'll do kind of a more entertainment-y show. We'll see how it turns out. Midnight on the East Coast. Midnight on the East Coast. So here we go. I guess we'll get into the monologue. I wrote a monologue. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I've had a lot of practice writing monologues. Since the writers went on strike, I said, maybe I can do this. Let me try. So I've been writing, these short little monologues for the beginning of my news show 3 times a week. So I've had some experience in it. And so let me just try to do a monologue as if I were, late night talk show host. Shouldn't be that hard because I'm not too impressed by any of those guys. But anyway, if I had a band, some music to introduce me here, that's what I would do. But I don't have that. I don't have that. So let's just pretend. Da, 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 da. Okay, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. So here we are. The House finally elected a new speaker today, Representative Mike Johnson from Louisiana. He's such a Trump ally that when he got the gavel, he promised the House he would move swiftly on legislation. Swiftly in Congress? That's like saying jumbo shrimp. It sounds good, but I'll believe it when I see it. And it seems Israel is giving us a rain check on their Gaza invasion plans. Yeah. They've agreed to hold off for now. Just the United States can rush missile defenses to the region to protect our troops. Things are getting a little serious when they're using rain check in international diplomacy. It's like saying, "Hey, Gaza, we've got a rain delay today, but don't worry. We'll be back for that invasion real soon. Don't you go anywhere." Like they can. Oh, yeah, in other news, seems like John Lennon's voice is making a comeback from the afterlife. Thanks to artificial intelligence, Paul McCartney revealed that Lennon's voice will be part of the last Beatles record. Where have we heard that before? Anyway, it's incredible what technology can do. Now, I'm just waiting for them to announce George Harrison is coming back as a hologram to perform at Coachella. It's like they say yesterday meets tomorrow. Yeah. And this is something for everybody in sports. Looks like Dwight Howard is facing some legal trouble with allegations of sexual assault and battery. His attorney is saying it was a private consensual encounter, but it's become public for profit. Oh, did I mention This was with another man. Okay. That would have been better in the setup. Anyway, you know what they say, ball is life. I don't think that's what they had in mind. Yeah, looks like we had a real hot mess on the 5 freeway recently. A semi-truck carrying pumpkins caught fire, and the result? Hundreds of burnt and bruised pumpkins scattered all over the road. You know you're in California when even the traffic jams come with a touch of fall flavor. It's like Mother Nature deciding to add a pumpkin spice latte to our morning commute. Remember, no one was injured, so it seems the pumpkins were the only casualties of this pumpkin patch disaster. Now, you may know this one. Jamal Bowman, representative. He pulled a fire alarm in Capitol Hill building. Well, now he's agreed to pay a $1,000 fine, write an apology letter, and go on probation. Yeah. You know, in politics, they usually try to create smoke and mirrors, not actual smoke. But I guess he really wanted to get his opponents fired up. But bum. See, that's why I need a band to give me the ba-dump bump with a pun, right? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Anyway, California DMV has suspended cruise brands' autonomous vehicle permitting, citing various safety concerns. I mean, it's not a good sign when your self-driving cars are making wrong turns, stalling in traffic, and generally causing chaos. It's like they're trying to blend in with San Francisco drivers a little too well. Yeah. So the rumors about Putin having body doubles is swirling around again. You know, it's like a real-life Where's Putin game show. But when asked about it, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov just laughed it off and said, everything is fine with him. This is absolutely another fake. Wait, what? I think I like this guy. Yeah. Che Flores is breaking barriers as NBA's first non-binary transgender referee, making a historic moment in U.S. professional sports. Now, when players argue with the ref, they better make sure to get their pronouns right. If not, they could be hit with a personal pronoun violation. Yeah. And my buddy, oh man, I can't believe this is happening to him, but New York Republicans are on a mission to boot Representative George Santos from Congress. They're not wasting any time. They're so determined that they announced a resolution to expel him, and they're planning to move forward with it next week. Or this week. I guess Santos is about to experience the fastest congressional exit since Jamal Bowman pulled the fire alarm. Yeah. And Senator Jeff Wilson accidentally took an unloaded handgun through TSA at the Portland airport and traveled to Hong Kong. He found the gun when he was looking for gum. I think he needs to be a little more careful when he's writing out his packing list. And lastly, younger folks these days are into a different kind of on-screen relationship. They want more friendships and less, well, let's say, steamy scenes. Seems like Gen Z prefers friendships over steamy romance in their shows. It's like they've gone from Netflix and chill to Netflix and just hang out. Yeah. So anyway, that was the monologue. Wow. That didn't take that long. All right, now what? I should have an Americano. Hang on just a second. Don't mind the kettle in the background. But I just thought I'd make myself an Americano. TSA missed another gun, or perhaps unloaded guns are allowed now. That's the comment from Look at the Moon. Yeah, you gotta wonder, right? He had an unloaded handgun in his luggage, you would think. Yeah, yikes. Doesn't say a whole lot about the TSA, or at least the TSA at the Portland airport. And as that's my home airport, I gotta agree. just saying. Anyway, we got a couple of things to get to today. or tonight, or this morning. What do we call it? Right? I guess technically, it's midnight on the East Coast. This is actually New York City in the background here. Couldn't find. I think I'm going to have to go down to the waterfront at night and just film it for myself. Everything is. Everybody wants money, for their background videos. Everyone wants money. Sign up for these stock videos. I don't know. I'm kind of cheap. I guess I'll go down and shoot my own. So hopefully in the next couple of days I'll have a background of the waterfront of Portland. I got to film it first. Anyone in Portland want to do me a favor? Hit me up. Anyway. Yeah, so growing up, I tell you, I loved Dave Letterman as a kid. I really liked Dave Letterman. And when I was younger, I tried doing some stand-up. I got into stand-up comedy. It was always my dream to be on Letterman. Do a set there. That used to be the thing. Now, I guess you have a podcast and whatever. But that back then, that was the height. You get on Letterman and then you maybe get a special for HBO or Showtime or something like that. I didn't stick with it that long. I stuck with it long enough. But at the time, here in Portland, it was back in the day when you could still smoke in bars. And I didn't like it. I didn't like just smelling like smoke all the time. And I guess I didn't care for the company as well because you had to hang out with comedians for hours and hours and hours. And yeah, wasn't really for me. And I think to really make it as a stand-up, you just have to throw away your weekends. And I had a girlfriend at the time, and I don't know, I'd rather have a girlfriend than hang out at a bar or an Indian casino or something until 2 a.m. So yeah, that was my thing. But one thing that I did like about David Letterman was he had these top 10 lists. They were always good. They were always funny. In fact, I'm going to give you insight as to one time that I may have had an influence on that. And back in the day, right? Back before there was pictures on the web, it was just text. And there were chat groups and newsletters. I forget exactly what they were called. But one of the ones that I frequented was called alt.shenanigans. It was just a jokey site. And people would come up with different pranks and just different fun things. A shenanigan was essentially you make you come up with an idea to do something funny and it doesn't hurt anyone. Right? That's kind of the main thing, is no one gets hurt. On this news group, that's what they were called, news groups. And so someone had an idea that they'd heard that you could send a coconut in the mail. And all you had to do was put postage on it and then use a Sharpie, and you could put an address on the coconut, on a hard coconut, and it would go through the mail. And it actually worked. And their idea was, hey, we should all buy a coconut, and on the same day, we'll all mail it to David Letterman, to his, they had an address that you could send viewer mail, right? And so I think it was about 40 people or so said that they participated. And I did that. And I sent I went to the post office and, got it weighed and got the stamps to send it. And we all sent it to David Letterman on the same day, hoping, that he'd have fun with it. Now, what I thought was really funny is, like, for a week straight, he would mention coconuts during the show sometime, but he never explained it. He never explained it to anyone. And I just thought, we all thought that was the funniest thing ever, because he was kind of doing a tip of the hat, but he would, just he'd be talking with something and he'd just say, hey, Paul, how about those damn coconuts? And he did this for about a week. He mentioned coconuts every show. And that was a lot of fun. And I really liked his top 10 lists. I did go back when his top 10 lists were printed, and I did a search through them, thinking, this is kind of what a Mandela effect or something. Thinking, if I could find out exactly, what week this happened, because I can't remember. And there were no coconuts in any of the top 10 lists. I had remembered that they were in the top 10 list, but they weren't. And, when I went back and looked at it, it's like, oh, my memory was wrong on this. And I guess he just said it, during the show, but not during the top 10 list. Or at least that's what I could find. I couldn't find any evidence of it. I thought it would be a good story, but I couldn't find the dates that it was on. So who knows? But he was talking in code. Yeah. So that was a top 10 list. And I was thinking, since this is at 12 a.m., hang on, I'm going to grab my midnight Americano. Give me 1 second. Okay. Here we go. It is my midnight Americano. Oh, that's good. And it doesn't really I can drink an Americano at night. It doesn't really keep me up. Not sure why. I think I may have burned all my adrenal glands and they don't work anymore. So, who knows? But anyway, it's 12 a.m. on the East Coast. About half the country, I looked it up, is on the East Coast. About half the population of the U.S. is East Coast. So kind of in tribute to Dave Letterman, I thought we'd do a top 12 list. Because it's 12 a.m. So here we go. I think eventually, I'd like to have some music and, drum roll and all that. Don't have that today. So, I just put the show together really quick. Anyway, today, here we go. These are the top 12 more things Mike Johnson needs to know as Speaker of the House. So you heard we got a new Speaker of the House today, Mike Johnson. Didn't even know who that guy was before, but apparently he's like a conservative Republican guy. He was a Trump guy. So there we go. So this is the top 12 things Mike Johnson needs to know as Speaker of the House. Number 12. Parliamentary procedure is not a fancy name for a board game. You'll need to learn it. Yeah, I do need my own Anton Fig. That is true. Number 11. Try not to fall asleep during the long, tedious committee meetings. Sip your Monster Energy drink discreetly. Number 10. Learn the art of the subtle eye roll for all those moments when you can't believe what you're hearing. Number 9. Get ready for the post-session press conference where you repeat the same talking points over and over and over again while trying to appear enthusiastic. Number 8. Realize that despite your new title, you'll still have to wait in line for lunch at the Capitol cafeteria. Now, resist the got to get used to this. Number 7. Resist the temptation to correct everyone's grammar. You're the speaker, not the grammar police. Number 6, when someone presents a bill about coconuts, keep your nuts jokes to yourself. It's a professional environment. Number 5, when the press asks you a tough question, just mumble something about bipartisanship and change the subject. Number 4, the cloakroom is not a place to hide and take a power nap, though it may be tempting. Number 3, when the press asks you a tough question, I repeated that one. I was moving them around. 3, bipartisanship. Oh. Fire that writer. We screwed that up. Anyway, number 2, embrace the fact that your hair will turn gray faster than you can say compromise. And the number 1 thing Mike Johnson needs to know as Speaker of the House, your gavel is not a lightsaber. Resist the urge to swing it at Hakeem Jeffries. Okay, there we go. And I'd have some music play me out here. Oh man, everybody's laughing and applauding, and I have a rich fantasy life there. Anyway. Anyway, so that is the top 12 list. Top 12 list, kind of in celebration of old Dave Letterman. Does anyone watch any of the late night hosts anymore? To me, I can't do it. It's just not funny. And you're like, well, I don't know about you either, Tom. I get it, but I'm just saying, they got a team of writers. They're getting paid big money. I wish, if I had a team of writers or one writer or anyone other than myself, who knows? But I don't know. Stephen Colbert, I don't know what happened to that dude. Jimmy Fallon, I think it's just he's a nice guy. We like nice guys, I guess. I don't know. Jimmy Kimmel never really did it for me. And then the other guys, I can't even remember who they are. Don't even know. I don't know. I think maybe it was Trump. It all got a little too political. Not sure exactly what happened, but it's too bad because I used to like watching, late night talk shows. And, Rev68 says, I don't watch late night, not probably for 30 years, but Craig Ferguson was probably the only genuinely funny guy. He was great. I like Craig Ferguson. I enjoyed some Conan, some hashtag not all, there was the chubby guy on CBS. I forget his name, that would sing a lot, did the carpool karaoke. That guy was not funny. Not funny. And so, I don't know. I guess being really funny isn't a requirement to be a late night host. Because, I don't know. I don't think any of them are funny. And you may think, Tom, can you do better? Well, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'm trying. I just decided to do this late night show. I've been thinking about it for a while, but I only started writing this, the stuff for this, this afternoon. So, that's obvious. You're saying to yourself, right? I know. Look at the Moon says, I did enjoy Fallon for a while, but not on TV. Caught YouTube clips. Seemed like that was pre-Trump. Rev68 says, don't sing songs about vaccines and you'll be loads funnier than recent history. Yeah, that was cringe. That was so bad. That was Colbert, right? Oh, man, that was the vax scene. That was the worst. OX_00. Good to see you, man. I don't watch any late night shows anymore. I used to watch them growing up, but they're all too fake. They used to feel like just having a good time. Now they seem to push political agendas. They only kept Colbert and replaced our favorites with foreigners. None of them were from America. Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that, but that is true. That is true. And I don't know why, but there's something about foreigners like coming here and then criticizing the place. It just kind of rubs me the wrong way. That's just kind of how I feel about it. You know, not that you can't criticize. All I do is criticize, right? You've seen the show. I'm criticizing every day, you know. But I don't know. There's just something about having someone from another country come here, and then they're a millionaire, and then they're just kind of running down this country. I don't care for it. But to be fair, I don't think anyone else would care for it either. I don't think, if I moved to Germany and they gave me a late night show, and all I did was run down Germany, run down the Chancellor of Germany, it's kind of a jerk move, So, yeah, that's kind of how I see it. But, yeah, and it's interesting because, like, Trevor Noah, prior to him getting his show, to taking over the Daily Show, I don't know if is he doing that still? I don't know. You can tell I've really been following him. But prior to him doing that, I saw some of his stand-up, and I thought he was a pretty funny guy. So I don't know what happened. But I guess, they give you the big bucks, you'll say whatever they tell you to say. I guess that's how you know that this is my opinion, because nobody's paying me. And, I think it'd take a lot of money. I think I'd have to take a lot of money before I would just say what they wanted me to say. So, yeah, that is what it is. Anyway, I came across something else today. Let's see if I can find, where is that? Here we go. And let's see, here we go. So this was a little meme going around. Now I don't know that you can see that. Let's see, can I make that bigger? Let's see, hang on. So this was a meme. Here we go. And now I'm covering up everything here. Can't see it. Boom. And boom. Okay, so this is this meme. It says, here is a list of places women absolutely refuse to go on a first date to. And thank you to the ladies who reached out to me to help me on my list. So obviously editing and grammar are not real big with this lady here. Interesting pose she's got here. But anyway, this has kind of made the rounds today on social media. And I want to know what you think. If you think that these are places that one cannot go, that you cannot take a lady on a first date. So I will see if I have done any of these. Now again, this is a lady here with that wears leggings and kind of a gray Cookie Monster top and a knit cap. She's got an iPhone. Okay. So anyway, number 1, Cheesecake Factory. I don't even know if we have a Cheesecake Factory here in Portland. Maybe we do. But, yeah, I wouldn't go there. Mainly because I guess I have taste. I don't know. Applebee's. I don't know if we have Applebee's here either. I know I used to like Applebee's when I lived in New Mexico. I had a friend that was a bartender at Applebee's, so we could always stop by and make get some free drinks. I don't know if people can get free drinks anymore. Everything got a little more corporate. Chili's. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'd go to Chili's on a first date. Chipotle. I'm not sure what this is all for eating. I don't even know about why you would go out to eat. That's just me. Olive Garden. I don't get Olive Garden. I don't understand why people like it, but people do. It could be my sister's favorite restaurant. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. I ask my mom, and she said, no, you're actually related. Okay. But yeah, she likes Olive Garden. The movies. Yeah, I wouldn't go on a first date to the movies. Your house. Well, good, nice try, right? Any fast food chain. Yeah, that's not going to work. Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know who's doing this. Like, who's taking this girl out that they're, hey, let's go to, and not 10, let's go to Wingstop. That's not happening. Red Lobster? No. A buffet. Well, that would actually be kind of fun, right? Go to and we don't have any buffets in Portland that I'm aware of. And I can't go to buffets anymore, like I just eat too much, that's not going to work. But man, I used to kill the buffet. I used to love like the Chinese super buffet. That was awesome. And what was it, Golden Corral? Like in college? Oh man, you didn't eat all day and you just go with a couple friends and you just kill it. But that would actually be a funny first date, going to like Golden Corral. I think you could have a good time. And I think if the girl was good, I think she'd have a good time too. IHOP. I don't know what's wrong with IHOP. Denny's, the gym. Okay. Church. Yeah, church probably not a good first date. Starbucks. Well, I don't like Starbucks. I have a theory about Starbucks as someone that has been into coffee my whole life. It's my last name. But Starbucks, I had this. This is a conspiracy theory here. You like a conspiracy theory about Starbucks? I think they purposefully, at the time that Starbucks came out, there really wasn't coffee culture in this country. There really wasn't. There weren't that many coffee shops. And there weren't that many places that would be making fancy coffee drinks. There was a place, by the University of New Mexico. It was great. I'm trying to remember what it was called. But it was like a Euro-style coffee shop. It was cool. I would go to it as a kid. But mostly, people weren't drinking fancy coffee drinks. And Starbucks came around and they were like, well, we can make coffee, but if people like our coffee, right, we'll make a whole lot more money if we can get them to buy these fancier drinks. And so they made their coffee just taste burnt. They over-roasted it, so it's nearly impossible to just drink a black coffee at Starbucks, thereby getting everyone that they're introducing to the coffee culture to don't just have a coffee. You need to have the half latte mochaccino with, whip and everything else, and a bunch of sugar. And that's why I think their coffee, just their basic coffee, tastes so bad, is because they're not making enough money on the coffee. They want you to get these fancy drinks. So that's my own take on that. But coffee dates. Now they're saying don't go to a coffee date. That's pretty much all I will do on a first date. I want a first date to be fast. I want it to be like 15 minutes because honestly, if you're into somebody like that, right? You can figure it out in 5 minutes, right? You'll know if you're into them or not. So what's the point of going to some long thing or, taking them out to a show, or, going to see a live music or something like that? If 5 minutes into it, you realize that you're not into each other, right? That's just silly. So that's why I always try to meet for coffee or a walk or a drink, whatever they want to do. Just so that if it ain't going well, or you can just tell right away, oh, it was nice to meet you. Best of luck in what you're doing here. And yeah, it's a small world. If you see me around, say hi. You do that and you're out. I kind of think that's the best way. You go, you meet somebody. If it goes well at coffee, you end up chatting for like an hour and then you set up the next date. It's perfect. So I'm not sure why she doesn't like this, but I think it's probably because who she's choosing to go out with. Family functions, yeah, that's no good. Movie night, yeah, not going to happen. Somewhere that requires a long drive, I'm with you there. Bowling, what's wrong with bowling? I think bowling would be a fun first date if, I'd never suggest it. But I seems like it would be fun. Nightclubs, yeah, you don't want anywhere that's too loud. A hookah bar, who's doing that? A bar for just drinks. I don't know. Again, I think that's kind of a good first date. Waffle House, again, and sports events. Yeah, I can see that. So anyway, this is what her list of places that women absolutely refuse to go on a first date to. And I think for the most part is pretty good. But I really think that we ought to change what a first date is. If you're meeting somebody online on Tinder or Bumble or whatever, Hinge, is that one? Right, that's one, isn't it? Yeah. That if you're meeting in person for the first time, it should just be short and easy. You pick a place that's kind of central to wherever you both live. You show up, you have a coffee, you have a drink, you chit-chat for 10 minutes, and if you are feeling it, right, then you can go somewhere else. You can go, oh, this was fun. I really liked meeting you. Hey, what, you want to do something now? And have a place to bounce to the next place. Or you can set up the next thing. Okay, interesting. Is that her picture being on a first date? Maybe that is why they aren't taking her other places. She should have included suggestions. Yeah, it's always easy to criticize without having suggestions. So that is good. Look at the Moon says tiki bars are fun for any date. Look at the Moon, you are absolutely right. I love the tiki bars. Hence, I wear an Aloha shirt just about every day. And I'm all for the tiki bar. And it is good. It's fun because there's a little show. And, yeah, kind of intimate. The lighting is always really nice and soft. I absolutely love tiki bars. In fact, this year, and last year too, I went to TikiCon. And this year it was actually the final TikiCon. I think it was the 10th anniversary? Maybe it was the 20th. I don't know. I can't remember. The farewell TikiCon. I think it was in July. End of July this year. And it was actually here in Portland, and it was in the Hollywood district at a convention, not a convention center, but at one of these hotels that has, a big convention room. And it was a lot of fun. It was a 3-day thing, and they had, different tours and all kinds of fun tiki activities. It was fantastic. And, symposiums on different tiki things, learning about the tiki mugs and tiki fashion, all kinds of stuff. That was great. So, yeah, I love tiki bars for all of that. And, yeah, so that was that. God, what else? This is kind of weird, and I appreciate you being with me here on this. My first late night show. I didn't really, like I say, I only started preparing for it this afternoon. And that was in between. I was out chopping wood, cutting wood, doing stuff in between, taking my dog for a walk. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel good about the monologue. If you got here late, go back and check out the monologue. Let me know how I did with that. If you think I did an okay job, you can tell me by hitting that thumbs up button, the like button, whatever you want to call it. That's what all the cool kids are doing. They're hitting the like button, and it lets me know you're a real person. You watched it. You appreciate it. I'm not asking for money, but you can if you want. I'm doing this for fun, and I'm doing this because Rumble invited me to be part of their small creator partnership program, and I'm really pleased to do this. I really like the challenge, and we'll see what happens with it. Hopefully, we can build some momentum and actually grow the channel. That would be the good thing. So we'll see what happens with it. Who knows? It'll be fun nonetheless. And I'll probably watch less TV because I'll be writing this stuff. Anyway, lastly, are there going to be any more book and movie reviews? Thank you. Yeah, it's funny. I put out a book review yesterday on YouTube, and I didn't check it before it went up. It was actually on the Scott Adams book, Reframe Your Brain, and I just have it here because I've been going back and forth with it. And there was no audio. How could I put up a video with no audio? And I didn't even check. And then today I look and I'm like, oh wow, we got a lot of views on that. And yeah, no audio. Dummy. But anyway, yes, I am trying to do more book reviews for Reviews Day Tuesday. That's my goal, is to do a book review on Tuesdays and post those. Just kind of a separate video all by itself. And yeah, I did start a channel years ago called Coffee and Stream, where I was going to review streaming shows. And I thought that was really good. And I think I did about maybe 5 reviews. And I don't know, it was tough because I wasn't really good at the reviews for streaming. And someone called me on it on the comments, and it hurt my feelings. And I don't know, I just stopped. I just gave up. But who knows? Maybe I'll get back to doing streaming reviews. It was something, I love watching streaming stuff. So, yeah. Oh, look at this. Rev68 is now a monthly supporter. Now, here's the thing. I don't even know exactly what that means. So Rev68, you are the first monthly supporter. So thank you for that. And after the show, I guess I'll have to figure out what that means. But man, I do appreciate you for doing that. Half price books for a first date. I remember half price books in Texas. I think is it a Texas chain? Because I know they had it in Dallas and Fort Worth when I lived there. When I went to grad school, they had half price books. And boy, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun walking around for that. So yeah, anyway, lastly, because we're trying to do an hour. That's the goal. So like I say, I didn't prepare a whole lot. But I don't know, should we do like a BuzzFeed quiz? I don't know. I know this is cringe. You're like, Tom, you didn't prepare enough. And it's like, well, I'm trying. We'll see what happens. But let's check out the BuzzFeed quiz. What should we do here? Trending quizzes. I know this will be particularly hard for the sad fall girlies, but I'm asking you to, I don't know. Which romantic trope are you fated for? Answer some questions about love. Maybe. Which famous movie rodent are you most like? Okay. How many of these Taylor Swift lyrics do you know correctly by heart? Well, I can't even do that because the answer would be none. None of them. So, don't know. Let's see. Let's see. How about a personality quiz? Everyone is a cheese. Which one are you? Your inner fall drink says a lot about you. Map out a roadmap, and I'll tell you what it is. I don't know. It's funny. I didn't even look at these. I thought these would be better. Let's see. Oops. Choose your favorite characters from these Disney Channel shows, and I'll tell you what your 2010 Roman Empire is. Yeah, I probably don't know any of the Disney shows. So, let's see. Are any of these made for anyone over 20? Which iconic teen movie are you? Okay, let's do that one, I guess. Right? Yeah. Yeah, let's find out which iconic teen movie are you. And it says that we can do a quiz party. I'll have to try that out some other time because I don't know how to do it. I guess I could do it with you guys at the same time, but I'm not sure how to do that. So let's just go through this. What would you do if a friend started a rumor about you? Prove everyone that the rumor isn't true. Start a rumor about your friend. Ignore it. They were useless anyway. I wouldn't prove to everyone that the rumor isn't true. I'd probably ignore it. And then I'd go hit my friend in the shoulder really hard. How would your friends describe you? Honest, confident, sarcastic, sweet, loyal, airheaded. I don't see an all of the above, so let's go loyal. What do you do in your free time? Go shopping? Go to parties? No. Hang out with friends? I wish. Practice self-care? FaceTime your bestie? Stay at home with your family? Probably stay at home. What fashion item would you choose? Purse? Probably not. Heels? No. Glasses? No. Headband, dress, or skirt? Well, I guess if I had to, I'm going to go with glasses, as I don't leave the house without my blue blockers. I have many different... I have pretty much every blue blocker that they've made. Red, white, and blue, the brown, tortoise shell. I got them all. So I'm going to go with glasses here. Okay. And choose a sweet snack. Chocolate chip cookie, ice cream with whipped cream, box of chocolates, brownie, milkshake, or a chocolate bar. Well, I cannot buy any of these because I will eat too much of them. So I'm going to go with chocolate bar because that would be the least tempting for me. So I'll go chocolate bar. And it says, which iconic teen movie are you? Clueless. You're a very kind-hearted person. Very true. And you care a lot for those around you. You want to do the best for those around you and for them to be happy. But do not forget your happiness. You are oblivious and don't always notice many more apparent things. That is true. Sometimes you're too kind and overlook the harms of the world, but yet you always stay positive. Well, I do actually really try to stay positive. I am a very optimistic person. I do think that in this time that I am so optimistic, even though I'm very pessimistic about what's happening in the country and what's happening in the world. I'm very optimistic about myself. I'm very optimistic about things for me, but I don't think necessarily it's going to be great for everyone. And I know that there's a bit of a dichotomy there, but yeah, but I am really optimistic now. I think right now we probably have the greatest potential to do something fantastic that you never could have done throughout history. In fact, like, just look at this show, right? I'm broadcasting to you from my living room, and I'm doing so, and you could be anywhere in the world, and, and I got these little effects and computers and all this kind of stuff. That's crazy. And for what I have right here, probably in, let's say 20 years ago, this would be $100,000 studio. Right? I got a little thing here to change graphics and whatnot, and all the cameras. It would be so much money that no one could do it, right? No one would be able to broadcast. And here I am, I'm just broadcasting from my living room to you where you are. So what an awesome time to be alive. It really is. And now with AI and automation and all these things, if you got a great idea for something, you can start a business, you can, write a book, make music, whatever you want to do. It's now possible, and it's within your budget to do these things. If you wanted to learn music, you can do that. Back, when I was a kid, learning music, you couldn't learn online. There was no YouTube or Rumble, right, to watch videos on, learning how to play guitar or whatever you wanted to do. You had to take lessons, and that was expensive, and, all the things were very expensive. But now you can do anything you want. And so I'm very optimistic about that. And now, so yeah, that's really cool. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have. Let me go through the comments of what we have today on this inaugural Midnight Americano. So Rev68 checking in. Gullible Skeptic, nice to see you, Gullible Skeptic. It's been a while. Nice to see you. Apothecary John with the smiley emoji. I'm having the strangest ambient dream. I'm dreaming that Tom is streaming. Indeed, I am. Cool kids, leave a thumbs up on the stream. That is true. Boom. Thumbs up. I appreciate those people that do that. Very cool. Jody's checking in. Hi, all. Hi, what's up, Jody? Apothecary John says, I've been hoping for these after hours shows for months. So yeah, I did talk about it a long time ago, and finally got around. They pushed me into doing it. Cheesecake Factory in Southgate. I'm trying to remember where Southgate is. I don't know. I won't be able to do these very often. I'm glad I caught the first one. Well, that's okay, Jody. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if people like it, and we'll see if I can get better at it. That's the only way, though, really, to get better at something is to do it. In doing stand-up comedy, you can have all this stuff in your head and you think you can do it, but it's not until you actually get on stage with the microphone and you get the feedback from the audience that you can figure out how you are at it. There's really no substitute for that. And in this case, in live streaming, right, I guess I could practice live streaming to no one, but I wouldn't do that, right? So just being able to practice live streaming for you all to do a midnight show, it's really helpful to me. Near Milwaukee. Milwaukee. Oh, are you you're in the area, Gullible Skeptic? You're in the Portland area. Yeah, we got a Milwaukee here as well. I think. I can't tell. I know it's spelled slightly differently, so we'll see about that. And let's see what's happening over there on Rumble. Let me cruise through the comments here. Somebody say something. Midnight Coffee. Roasted pumpkin seeds to go. Yeah. TSA missed another gun, or perhaps unloaded guns are allowed now. Unloaded guns are not allowed with TSA, just for the record. Apothecaries John says, keep in mind, too, that in the future, we could always have a group voice chat in the Discord if you wanted a live audience. Oh, that would be cool. Let's work on that. Let's work on that. Maybe not for the next show tomorrow, but that is cool. Wanted to discuss things live, just a thought. So that is true. In the description of this video, there is a link to the Discord for this channel. Sometimes the invite link expires, and I haven't checked it in a long time. So if it is not working, I'll have the link working tomorrow. So how about that? Vernonia. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Let me just see where that is. Columbia County. Let's see. See, I've heard Vernonia before. Okay, so that's up northwest of here. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. I'm glad to hear you're in the area, Gullible Skeptic. Very nice. Putin might actually be safe. He keep our weapons manufacturers making money. That is very true. You can have an AI make a video background. I don't know. I haven't done, I haven't paid for any AI. And I know that a lot of the cool features you have to pay for. And I've never done any video AI stuff. The thumbnail, I made that with AI. I just made it really quick, and then I went into Photoshop and put the text in there. But yeah, I should check out video AI. I just haven't done it yet. Very cool. Yeah, the top 10 list, I wonder if anyone had made a compilation of those. Yeah, there was a compilation. I think they made a book. They actually printed a book with all of the top 10 lists for the entire late night with David Letterman. It may have just been the NBC, you know, prior to him going to CBS. I'm not sure. I can't quite remember. But I did see there was a text version of that online somewhere a long time ago. So perhaps you can find it if you look around. Yeah. I'd always try and stay awake long enough for the top 10 list before going to bed when I was in high school. Yeah, I loved watching Dave Letterman. That was cool. Why are coconuts allowed to be shipped like that? Is it because the outer skin is the same color as the brown wrapping paper? Yeah, so just because they were hard, and you could write the address with a Sharpie on it, and it actually worked. And then you could pay for the postage and stick it to it, and they would just do that. Now, I don't know if they would still do that today, but they definitely did this. I'm going to say this was probably like in, I don't know, 1990, maybe? You know, around that time. And it definitely worked then. So I'm not sure if they still have it now. Yeah. Look at the Moon says, I don't even know who the late night show folks are anymore. Yeah, I've kind of forgot. I know that there's the, who's the guy after Jimmy Fallon? Oh, Seth Meyers. That's who it is. I don't know. Seems to be a funny enough guy, but I never really cared for his show. Let's see. The only Colbert on late night I remember was the one where he interviewed Tulsi. Not one joke, that interview. Yeah, I don't remember that. But I would assume that he was like a real ass to her. I'm sure. My 17-year-old has to reach Trevor Noah's book for her literature class, has to read Trevor Noah's book for her literature class. She says he's an awful person, according to his own book. Could be. Could be. He like I say, I thought he was funny prior, back when he was living in South Africa. I caught one of his specials, just going on a deep dive, trying to, you're trying to find niche things, trying to check out comedy from all around the world. And I saw his stuff before he came here, and I thought he was funny. Look at the Moon says, I watch Jimmy Dore a lot. COVID Lies Are Funny. That's the name of his special. That was a good special. Lady got a Smurf hat. I guess it is a Smurf hat, like the white kind of toque. Is that what they call it? Like in Canada, it's a toque, right? A white toque. Yeah, it is kind of a bit of a Smurf hat. I wouldn't turn down a meal from any of those places. I guess I'm just not a very convincing food snob. Yeah. Why is this lady taking a selfie in a public bathroom? I don't know. And one thing about the selfie that I don't get, I just don't understand it, is, right, you hold up your phone, right, and you point it at the mirror, right, you're looking at this, and it's pointing at the mirror, and then they take the picture. Once you know that it's framed right, why wouldn't you just look at the mirror? Because we have all these selfies, all these girls, they're holding their phone, and they're looking at the phone. Once you got it set right, just look up and click it. It's not that hard. I don't understand, but I don't know. Maybe that's the aesthetic, is that you're looking down or something. I don't know. Don't really get it. Starbucks uses drink mix. Not sure what it's all about, but I believe it's something addictive. Yeah, they've probably done tests to find it really, really addictive. Advertising my work, Maxim80 has here. He's saying, okay. So we got some links here. You are people with an interest in the policy of Lenin. Not sure what that's about, but there's some links to some videos that Maxim is pushing here. So if you're interested in such things, you can check out his link. Oh, hold on. Now he says, yes, I'm a Nazi, but my Nazism, not on racial sign, my Nazism on actions of any country or certain territory of any country. Well, what I would tell you, Maxim, is you probably need to look at branding and optics, right? Because I don't think that's gonna be the marketing thing you're looking for. Is this her picture being on a first date? Maybe this is why they aren't taking her to other places. She should have included suggestions. Exactly. Let's see. Ice cream parlor for a first date. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad. Yes, Half Price Books in Texas. That was a great store. I think about it now, and I didn't know if it would survive or not. There's not a whole lot of those types of stores. We used to have, like in Albuquerque, we had called Hastings. It was a local, I think it was a chain, but it was this massive store, and they had magazine aisles, just hundreds of different new magazines. And then they had, cassette tapes and records and all kinds of, it was just like a massive, kind of like a Walmart-sized place, just filled with media. It was really awesome, but now those don't exist anymore. Don't exist anymore at all. Let's see. I bought a cave-aged cheese just for the cave-aged on the label. Thought it described me well. Okay, that'll work. Halloween time film recommendations, anyone? I don't know. Don't know about that. Someone says, I'd elaborate on the rumor. This is from the BuzzFeed quiz, making it even more outrageous. Okay, there's an idea. Glasses, readers, yeah. Brownies for me, says OX_00. Brownies are good. The thing is, like, if you live by yourself and you make a thing of brownies, right? And then you have your one brownie, and then you've got 15 brownies just sitting there. Try doing anything knowing that there's 15 brownies, sitting on the counter underneath some tinfoil on a plate, right? Can't do it. Just can't do it. That's why I never make brownies. Let's see. For some topics, I like learning psychology about biases, and lately listen to some Alan Watts has some interesting concepts about the nature of things. Okay. That's true. Discord can do that. You can have a group audience voices. I have seen streamers do that. Well, that is something that we can look into. That's something that we can look into in the future. But anyway, I guess this is it. Thank you for joining me for the first midnight Americano, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see if we get some numbers and see if people like it. Anyway, I will be back tomorrow noon on the West Coast with my regular show. So I'll see you then. Till then, have a beautiful night. Peace.